Why are you here today and are you enjoying the games?
So I'm here today as one of the athlete ambassadors, here to motivate people and hopefully get them inspired by being involved in sport. So I spoke in the opening ceremony just kind of giving words of advice of what it's like to be an athlete and how it's not always about the winning, it's about taking part and being involved. So yeah, had a great day.
Do you think events like the school games are important for children to get involved in?
I think the school games are one of the most important things around to get young people involved in sport, because it's great for people that maybe just want to participate and have fun, but also for those that want to compete at a really elite level. So it goes across all of the school abilities and it's all about participation. So if I was at school, I would love to have been doing this, but I'm far too old for that. But it's just brilliant to see all the different sports. There's something for everybody, whether you've got a disability, whether you're young, whether you're older, there's something for everybody here, and it's great to see it all happening.
When did swimming become a passion of yours?
So I said earlier, when I started swimming, I wasn't very good at all. I actually hated swimming. It was the one sport I didn't want to do. I loved all the other sports, running around and playing with my friends, but swimming, I felt rubbish at it and I used to swim around in circles. But I kept trying to realise it was a really important skill to have, because if you can't swim, then you probably won't be able to go many places. So I kept trying, I kept training and practising, and it took me about 5 years to really learn how to swim. But by the time I was about 10 years old, I was just about swimming in a straight line, and then I got into disability swimming, which then led me on to swimming in the Paralympics, and never looked back really. So I'm quite thankful that luckily someone was around to get me involved.
What achievements are you most proud of?
So I'm really proud of competing for my country at the Paralympic Games in Beijing in 2008. For me it was one of the proudest moments, and having your tracksuit on and your name called out representing Great Britain with a swimming hat with your name on that says Great Britain, it's something that I'll never get a chance to do again. And competing in front of 20,000 people as well, the noise, the roar cheering for you, it gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. And I think that's the power of sport. It brings the best out of people and allows them to experience something they may have never experienced before. And then a couple of years later I went to the World Championships and won a silver and bronze medal out in Brazil, and I'm really proud of that, because it isn't always about the winning, but when you do get something to show for your achievements, it's a great thing to be proud of.
What advice or words of inspiration would you give to young people wanting a career in sport?
Well, first of all, I think you've got to enjoy it, you've got to have fun. I swam for 10 years and I said the day I didn't like my sport anymore, I'd give up, and that's the thing, as soon as you feel ready to move on, you've got to move on. But sport can offer so many things to you, whether it's just keeping fit or whether it is representing your country. And I think take every opportunity, try every sport out, and when you found the one that really makes you happy, then that should be the one that you continue on doing, whether you're just doing it for fun or whether you want to train hard and try and represent your country.
Determination, teamwork, honesty, self-belief, passion and respect are the school game values. Which of these values do you think helped you the most?
Probably self-belief, because having a disability, people don't always believe that you can do things, so I had to believe in myself and prove to them. So when I couldn't swim, I had to believe in myself and think, yes, I could still do this. And when I went to school and I was the only person there with a disability, I had to believe that it didn't matter that you're different, you can still be successful. But also determination, because things like tying my shoelace or cutting up my dinner, I wasn't very good to begin with, but I had the determination to get better, and it's the same in sport. When I wasn't very good at swimming, I had the determination to keep going and keep trying, and it meant I then went on and got quite good.
What made you want to become an athlete mentor and a sports presenter?
So when I retired, it was a bit of a shock really. I thought I was going to be a swimmer forever, but that doesn't always happen, does it? So I suddenly had to make a decision of what to do next, and I always wanted to be a PE teacher, and then I got linked up with lots of different organisations that were involved in sport, and they said, well, could you go into schools and start telling your story, which is a bit embarrassing, but I love working with young people. I'm really passionate about helping them and having an impact on their lives, and that is why I kept being involved in athlete mentoring, but also sports broadcasting. So I was a sports commentator for BBC at London 2012, and I saw how much the public loved watching Paralympic sport and disability sport, and I thought we need to get more of it on the TV, we need to be covering it more. So I then decided that was going to be another passion of mine, to make sure that people really appreciated and looked up to Paralympic athletes as role models, because they've got great stories to tell.
What would you say to any young sports people who want to become professional?
First of all, I wish I was them, because if I could do it all again, I would. But what I would say to a young sports person is that go out there and have fun, enjoy yourself, make new friends, get stuck in and try your absolute best. It might not mean you win the gold medal, you might not even win a medal, but if you've tried your best and you couldn't have done any more, then you should be really proud of yourself, because I think we get so caught up with winning medals that we forget about actually, have I done my best? Have I become the best that I want to be? And if you can, then you can leave feeling really, really proud of yourself. And I always think that I look back at my career thinking I've done everything that I could, and whether that meant lots of medals or not many medals, I still did a really good job.
Who is your sporting inspiration and why?
I find that one really difficult because it's probably someone that many people don't know, but there's one person in swimming. He's been representing Great Britain for like 20 years now. He's called Sasha Kindred, and he's just qualified for his 6th Paralympic Games, I think. And he was there when I first started, and he's still there now, and he always wins lots and lots of medals and is really, really successful. And then another lady who probably a lot of people have never heard of. I remember watching my first Paralympic Games I remember watching my first Olympic Games in 2000 down in Sydney in Australia, and there was a lady called Kathy Freeman, and she was Aboriginal, she was competing for Australia, and people didn't believe that she should be and didn't believe that she could win, and she went and won the 400 metres in athletics and proved everybody wrong and showed that it didn't matter where you come from or who you are or what you do, you can still be great at sport and be accepted. And she wore this amazing like cat suit, and I was like, wow, that looks pretty cool. So I remember her.
It's the Rio Olympics this year. How do you think Team GB will get on?
Wow, I know that they've been doing lots and lots of training. I've actually been going and meeting a lot of the athletes that have just qualified for the Paralympics, for Paralympics GB, and I think they could be as good or even better than the team that was in London in 2012. I think the sport is moving on so much these days. There's a lot more support for disability in Paralympic sport, and I think that's only going to continue. So assuming they rest and train and do everything they can to get to Rio in the best shape possible, then I think there should be a few medals for us.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, very good questions.